students, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. I am Ms. Gopika, your own biology master teacher. I hope I am audible, visible and the presentation right behind me is also visible. Please let me know in the chats if I am clearly audible and visible to all of you. And today what are we going to do? Today we are going to do breathing and exchange part 2. Now you will have a doubt, ma'am, when did we do part 1? So students, we have done this chapter several times and we have also done this chapter under Tejas series and you solved a lot of questions from this chapter. So I believe students who have attended Tejas series is already confident about this chapter, but those students who are struggling to read NCERT and understand this chapter, and I got a lot of messages on my Instagram telling that, ma'am, can you please do breathing and exchange once again in NCERT line by line. Here it is for you, that is NCERT line by line is going to happen. Okay, clear? Students, audio is not clear. Mic again, issue. Every day why there's an issue. Students, no one is here to fix this also. Is it better now? One second, let me check. Okay. Okay, just let me know now. How is it now? Yes, tell me now. I think it's better, no? Clear, right? Okay. Students, please increase the volume in your phone or use the headphones, okay, because my voice is not proper yet, okay, so that's why I'm going to talk in soft voice. So please increase your volume maximum. I will tell the team to come and check when they come back to work, okay, but then they will all come by 11 12 12 o'clock only. So till that we'll have to wait, okay. So we'll continue. So with this voice only we have to adjust for sometimes. After that I will just inform them, okay. Let me just check. 12 o'clock only. So yeah, it's a little low, but otherwise it's fine, right? Otherwise it's fine, no? Yes, okay. So students, for those of you who will be asking, ma'am, where's the part 1 of it? Let me tell you, see in this is the part 1, okay? We have done it in 1 month ago, okay? We have done it 1 month ago, but there's nothing to worry because I have done Tejas series revision for all of you, right? So here, this is the video part 1 where we did up to tidal volume, okay? If you go up to here, you will notice that we have done up to tidal volumes, like all the volumes and capacities, and then we did some questions, okay. So understood where is part 1. So now we are going to do part 2. Ready all of you? So before that, all of you quickly like the video and mark your attendance so I can know how many of you are enjoying the class, at the same time understanding. So students, last class we learned up to volumes and capacities. This class we are going to learn about how the gaseous exchange is going to happen. Now let's say I am trying to breathe in. Now how do I breathe in? It's because of the difference in the pressure gradient, which I already taught you while I was teaching you inspiration and expiration, right? Diaphragm, entire thoracic chamber will increase in size, decrease in size. That will automatically change the pressure. All this we understood. Now we have to know exactly through which are the layers, which are our exact exchange, okay, where our exact exchange is happening. That also you people know that, ma'am, there is a conducting zone and then there is a respiratory zone. In the respiratory zone is where all the gases are going to get exchanged. This also all my students know. Now see, alveoli are a primary site of exchange of gases, okay. So alveoli is the main site of exchange of gases, and no doubt anyone should have, because alveoli, right, alveoli is the portion that is going to fall under your respiratory zone. Respiratory zone. So since it's going to fall under respiratory zone, it is very clear that major exchange is going to happen in the alveoli, right? Major exchange is going to happen in the alveoli. Exchange of gases also occur between the blood and the tissues. Okay, it will occur between the blood and the tissues. And if it is occurring between the blood and tissues, all of you tell me, what are we going to give? Like if blood is bringing the blood, okay, blood is bringing the blood, and what is it going to give it to the tissues? Is it going to give the carbon dioxide, or is it going to give the oxygen? Or do tissues really need oxygen? Tell me in the chat box the answer for this. Or if you tell me, if the blood is bringing the blood, sorry, if the blood is being carried by the blood vessels to the tissues, what is blood going to give? It is going to give the oxygen, right? Because every single cell, every single tissue will only work if there is enough amount of oxygen for them to do cellular respiration, right? So here blood and tissues. Now oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged in these sites by simple diffusion, mainly based on what? Based on pressure and concentration gradient, which I taught you. Here we will be talking in terms of partial pressure. I want all of you to take your NCERT and write exactly what I am writing on the board. Okay, when I talk about partial pressure, what am I talking about? Ma'am, when you are talking about partial pressure of oxygen, let's say is 159 in the atmosphere, you are telling us that partial pressure is the pressure exerted by an individual gas, okay, by an individual gas in a mixture of gas, right, in a mixture of gases. This is what, ma'am, you are telling us. You are telling us that partial pressure means the pressure exerted by an individual gas, okay, by an individual gas in a mixture of gas. Okay, let's say here, yes, after some time only we are meeting. No, it's been some time. Yes, I was not keeping well. Now also I am not keeping well, but we have to take classes, right? We cannot stop the classes. So let's say now Madhumati and Tanuja always puts the target for the class. Now let's say they're not present in 2 classes. So the impact that they make in every single class will automatically be shown when they are not in the class, right? It goes with any other student. Sumi, Soni, Abhi is here, Tanuja is here, Trisha is here, Sukhmeet is here. Now one day they are absent. That absence will be felt. Why? Because they are active in the class, right? So I want all of you also to be active. So the teacher here, even though it is online, the teacher feels your absence. Oh my God, why the student is not here today? That is what you have to do. Understood? Don't be like it's online class. What will happen if I don't reply? What will happen if I do not respond? What will happen if I do not answer? How will ma'am even know? Don't be like that. We need to make that bonding even if it is online, because this is the bonding that will be carried forward. And any time in your life you have a problem, you can always come up to me and be like, ma'am, I was your student, and immediately I'll remember your names, right? So always be active in the class. Yes. So pressure exerted by an individual gas in a mixture of gas. So students, they are telling that gases diffusion is going to happen based on a pressure or a concentration gradient. Okay. Now solubility of gas, okay, solubility of gases as well as thickness of the membrane involved in diffusion are also some important factors. Let me tell you that this is a NEET PYQ. Okay, it is a NEET PYQ. Question is, what are the factors that affects the diffusion of gases, or what are the factors that allows the exchange of gases? So these are the factors. Okay, these are the factors. Which are the factors? First factor is going to be your pressure and concentration, that is the partial pressure of the gas. Second is going to be the solubility of the gas, and third is going to be the thickness of the membrane. Okay, third is going to be the thickness of the membrane. Clear? Fine. See, pressure contributed by an individual gas in a mixture of gas is called the partial pressure. Ma'am, we already know this, just now you taught us, right? So this is the definition of your partial pressure. Partial pressure of these 2 gases in the atmospheric air and the 2 sites of diffusion are given in a table below. Okay, 7.1, I'll show you the table, and then figure 17.3. The data given in the table clearly indicates a concentration gradient of oxygen from the alveoli to blood and blood to the tissues. Now students, all of you have to remember 2 things here, that is, when we talk about alveoli, please try to understand that here what is going to happen, alveoli will have more oxygen because that is where the exchange of gas is going to happen, right? But when it comes to tissues, right, when it comes to tissues, you have to remember that when we talk about alveoli, we are talking about association, and I've taught you this before also. Association means what, students? Where oxygen is going to be more. Hemoglobin and oxygen is going to form a complex, right? Hemoglobin oxygen complex. That means oxygen is going to be associated with hemoglobin and hemoglobin is going to have affinity with oxygen. But when it comes to tissues, when the blood is bringing all the oxygen and the tissues are like hungry, they are hungry for that oxygen, blood has to give the oxygen to the tissue. That time blood cannot be like, no, no, hemoglobin and me are very good friends, I can be, no. That time here what is going to happen? Here dissociation is going to happen, right? Dissociation, that means what? Hemoglobin and oxygen is going to break, okay, and oxygen is going to be given to the tissue. Yes, is this clear to all of you? Now, next, the most important topic about the diffusion membrane, question keeps repeating, okay. Sorry that I'm coughing in the between, students. Okay, look here. A gradient is present for carbon dioxide in the opposite direction, that is from tissues to blood, okay, from tissues to blood. That means, let's say blood is taking the oxygen and going, okay, blood is the delivery boy. He's taking the oxygen and going because we need oxygen, okay, and it is going to give all the oxygen. So, what will tissue give in return? Tissue will be like, you know what, I have used up, okay, I have carbon dioxide with me, I am going to give you the carbon dioxide. So, the blood when it is coming back from the tissues, it is going to carry the carbon dioxide so that we can expire it out, we can give it out. Clear to all of you? So, here they are telling tissues to blood and blood to the alveoli. Why it is coming to the alveoli? Because alveoli is the point, primary site where exchange of gas is happening. Do not think that alveoli will only take in oxygen. Alveoli is like only going to, you know, exchange oxygen. No, it is going to give the oxygen to the blood so that blood can go and give it to the tissue. And when blood is going to give it to the tissue, tissue will in return give what? Carbon dioxide. So, it will give carbon dioxide and this carbon dioxide will be brought all the way back to the alveoli. Now, as the solubility of carbon dioxide is 20 to 25 times, students, a very, very important topic. Please write it down here only in your NCERT. See, oxygen's affinity towards hemoglobin is less, okay. So, I am going to write this carbon monoxide. So, remember that affinity of hemoglobin is going to be, it will have 20 to 25 times. Hemoglobin has 20 to 25 times more affinity with carbon dioxide when compared to oxygen, and here it is going to have, when you compare carbon dioxide with carbon monoxide, they are going to have 200 to 250 times affinity, okay, 200 to 250 times affinity. Is it clear? Thank you, Supriya. Onion is Ratis, okay, onion is Ratis, I know. Students, I'll write it a little down, okay. Students, Biology by Gopika is my Telegram channel. So, those who want to join my Telegram channel, you are always welcome to join. Join and let's increase the number. Okay, look here. So, what I was trying to say, carbon dioxide, sorry, oxygen, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, if you see, we will notice that oxygen, when you compare hemoglobin with, you know, carbon dioxide and oxygen affinity, we will realize that hemoglobin has more affinity with carbon dioxide, that is 20 to 25 times, and this is the PYQ question. So, write it in your NCERT, and this is going to have 200 to 250 times more affinity, okay. This is their affinity. Students, these notes will be available on the Telegram, that is Vedantu NEET English Telegram, as well as Biology by Gopika, okay. Affinity hemoglobin, clear? Now, let us go further. So, as the solubility as the solubility of carbon dioxide is 20 to 25 times higher than oxygen, the amount of carbon dioxide that can diffuse through the diffusion membrane per unit difference in partial pressure is much higher. Now, let us say I love to study biology. Obviously, I am going to study more time biology. I do not like that much mathematics. So I will not invest a lot of time in mathematics. Simple, no? Same thing goes here. Carbon dioxide has 20 to 25 times affinity with oxygen. I mean with hemoglobin. So obviously hemoglobin, acceptance of hemoglobin to carbon dioxide will be more. Okay, that is what they are trying to say here. The diffusion membrane is made up of very important. Okay, diffusion membrane. What is diffusion membrane? Where the gaseous exchange is going to happen now. That membrane is called as diffusion membrane. Very important. NEET PYQ. Okay, it's a NEET PYQ. Now let's see which are the layers. Namely, the thin squamous epithelium of the alveoli. We have already learned this in animal tissues that squamous epithelium, okay, is going to be present where? It's going to be present in the alveoli, right? So first thing is going to be the thin squamous epithelium of, of your alveoli. Then the endothelium of alveolar capillaries, that means the endothelium of the capillaries, and then the basement membrane, which is a non-cellular layer. Okay, between these two layers there is a basement membrane which is a non-cellular layer. The basement membrane, basement substance in between them, okay, in between them. So this is going to, these three layers are going to form your diffusion membrane. What are the three layers? All of you tell me. Sure. Yes. So yes, it's actually, so everyone has viral fever, cannot do anything, it's because of the climate. Okay, so all of you take care as much as possible. Yes, even I am trying to take care. Thank you so much for your concerns. Okay, so students, here this is the most important thing what you are supposed to remember. So you are going to remember thin squamous. Okay, squamous, all of you remember squamous. Your when you talk about squamous layer, you have to remember the pavement membrane, right? Remember, like this, there will be pavement membrane, thin membrane, okay, thin membrane, avascular layer in the epithelium, and this, okay, this is going to be present, that is going to be present in the alveoli. Then you have endothelium of the capillary. So look here, all of you, this is your squamous, okay, thin layer of your alveoli, this layer. Then you have the endothelium of capillaries, and between these two you have a non-cellular layer which is called your basement membrane. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Squamous epithelium, endothelium of the capillaries, basement membrane. These three are going to form a diffusion membrane. Okay. Now let's go further. However, its total thickness is much less than a millimeter. So that means they are trying to say that when we spoke about the factors that is going to affect the exchange of gases, we definitely mentioned about the thickness of the membrane. So they are trying to say that the thickness of the membrane should be less than 1 mm so that the diffusion or the exchange of gases happen at the better rate. Okay. Yes. So therefore, all the factors in our body are favorable for diffusion of oxygen from alveoli to the tissues and carbon dioxide from tissues to the alveoli. Is this clear? Can I get some thumbs up in the chat box? Okay, Rathas came back to his original name because I identified him. Okay, tell me, is this clear to all of you? Can you all put a thumbs up in the chat box? Yes? Students, why aren't the likes increasing? You people are all enjoying, no? Put likes. Click on the attendance button. That's your attendance, okay? Because you're in an online class, you should always mark your attendance. Okay. So this diagram also is very important. Let's see the diagram as well once. See, the air is entering inside the alveoli cavity. So in between you can see a basement membrane. Here you can see alveolar wall. Okay, alveolar wall, and then you can see the blood capillary. So here between, in the blood capillary, obviously the red blood cells will be going and they are going to do the transportation because they will have hemoglobin, right? They will have hemoglobin, the heme group. Now they spoke about the table. All of you remember they told that in the table the partial pressure is denoted. Now all of you with full concentration listen to me carefully. Here they have given you a table with the exchange. Now students, if you want to just just overview this, remember this is your alveoli, right? This is your alveoli, okay. This is the blood vessel that is near your alveoli, okay. This is the blood vessel near your alveoli. Inside this you have your RBCs, Inside this you have your RBCs. Now let's also draw the layers. Okay, let's also draw the layers that forms the diffusion membrane. So in the alveoli, what do we have? Ma'am, we have thin squamous epithelium. Okay, thin squamous epithelium. Okay, which is going to be there, which is a simple epithelium, right? Sunday I'll do a class at 10 o'clock. I want all of you to attend, which will be a revision of animal tissues. If I'm completely, recovering, then we'll definitely have a class there. Okay, on Sunday. Yes, just look here. This is your thin squamous epithelium. Okay, epithelium. Clear to all of you? Next is going to be endothelium. Okay, endothelium of the capillaries. That is going to be here. Okay, this is your endothelium of capillaries. This is your diffusion membrane, and the question can come. It should be less than 1 mm. Okay, I want all of you to write all this in your NCERT, students, because see, every time you cannot go back to your NCERT and read sometimes. So what you can do, you can highlight some words or write some words in the side. Okay, I always used to do that when I was in college. What I used to do, I used to say, take that sticky note and I used to write all the main points. 1 mm, less than 1 mm, squamous epithelium, endothelium of the capillary. So whenever suddenly I'm going for an exam or a mock test, I used to just go through it. So this used to help me a lot. So all of you should try that. Okay. Yes. So this is your endothelium, and between this we have the basement membrane. So let's also do the labeling, students. So this is the thin squamous epithelium, okay, of the alveoli. Then you have this, which is the endothelium of blood capillary, okay, of capillary, and the between the non-cellular layer is the basement membrane. Basement membrane. Okay, these are your 3 layers. Now this layer have to focus on being less than, okay, their thickness. Okay, thickness should be less than 1 millimeter. Done. This is your final thing. Okay. Okay, now listen carefully. Let's see the partial pressure. Let's see the partial pressure. Look here, students. Respiratory gases. Which are the respiratory gases, ma'am? Obviously, carbon dioxide and oxygen. Other than that, which gas do we have? Then, first of all, what should happen? Atmosphere has the gases. From the atmosphere, the gas has to enter into my body. So here, look here. The first pressure that you are seeing here, the partial pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere is 159, and students, it's very important for you to remember this numbers. Very important for you to remember this number. It is 159, and carbon dioxide is 0.3. Now in the okay. Yes. So now see, in the alveoli, what is going to happen? So from the outside, the air has entered inside, and remember that, see, even though the atmospheric air is 159, does not mean the entire 159 is going to enter into the alveoli, because of the process of your humidification, conditioning that is going to happen in your conducting zone. Some amount of gases are going to enter and the rest is going to be utilized. Understood? So do not have a notion that 159 is outside, but when I took in it's only 104. That is because in the conducting zone, conditioning will happen, water vapor will be added, because of which the gas concentration will come down. Okay, concentration will come down. So students, in the alveoli, what is going to happen? It is going to be 104 and 40. Okay, this is going to be this way down. We'll come back to that. So gas, so I'm going to draw a flow chart to show that, okay, oxygen has entered inside, and that is from 159 to 104. Okay, 159 to 104. Now from 104, okay, from 104, what is going to happen? See, the blood is here, it is, they're talking about deoxygenated blood. In deoxygenated blood, what is going to be there? Carbon dioxide is going to be more, and here this is going to be less. Okay, oxygen is going to be less. So here again some diffusion of oxygen is going to happen, and then they will become oxygenated blood. Again, don't have the notion that 104 plus 40 is not 95. Students, it's exchange of gases, is not an addition process, okay. It's a continuation of intake of gases, right? Continuation of intake of gases. Clear? Now here it has become 95, that is blood in the oxygenated or your atrial blood. Okay, atrial blood, that is your oxygenated blood. From there it has gone to the tissues. Now the tissues will get oxygen and they will continue their cellular respiration. They will continue their cellular respiration. Clear? Yes. Yes. Okay, clear to all of you? Done? Yes. Okay. Now look here students, here cellular respiration has happened. Now what is going to happen? Tissue has carbon dioxide with them, right? Tissue has carbon dioxide with them. Now from the tissues the carbon dioxide is going to come to your blood, okay. From there it is going to move further, okay, it is going to move further to your alveoli. From the alveoli it is going to go outside, because here it is 0.3 and here it is 40. Obviously carbon dioxide also is going to move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration, okay. Yes, fine or not? Yes, students, I'm okay, because I have cough from many days and I haven't strained my voice this long. That's why it's coughing, okay. Don't worry, it's fine only, just that I cannot stop coughing, okay. So we have to adjust with that for today. I hope I'll recover very soon. Fine, yes. So yeah, all of you please take care of your health. Everyone has fever and it's a proper season of fever. So all of you please take care, okay. Yes, this is clear students. These numbers are very important. If you do not know these numbers, it is going to be very difficult for you to write the exam. That is, if any question comes based on this, you have to know. So remember this way, we have only very less numbers to remember. 159 is how much oxygen we have in the atmosphere. Now it has to enter inside my body. So when it is entering into my body, my alveoli will have 104. Okay. From there, it is going to move slowly to your oxygenated blood. So here you can remember, see here it is deoxygenated blood, but if you can remember oxygenated also is fine. Remember that it is going to add the oxygen to the deoxygenated blood. So oxygenation will happen, right? And from there it is going to slowly move to 95. Okay, 95. From 95 it will go to tissue who has only 40. So higher concentration to lower concentration, automatically the gaseous exchange will happen. Now when we give from the blood all the oxygen to the tissues, tissues will be like, you know what, I have carbon dioxide, I'll give you my carbon dioxide. So the tissue which had around 45, okay, of carbon dioxide, partial pressure of 45, it will give it to the oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood will become deoxygenated, because carbon dioxide here is going to increase, right, and that is going to give it to the alveoli at 40. Now look here, the value of two things is very similar. What is the value of two things that is similar? Deoxygenated blood and your tissues have the same partial pressure. Look exactly and tell me if it is right or wrong. Yes, tell me. Is this clear to all of you? Deoxygenated blood and tissue will have the same value. Yes or no? See 40, 40, 45, 45. This is what you have to remember, and actually PYQs have come on this also. Okay, PYQs was asked about which are the two factors that, I mean, which are the two vessels, or which are the two things that has the same partial pressure of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Got it? Yes. Fine. Fine. Okay, now moving on, students, this is also a very important diagram for you from NEET point of view. So, whatever you learned in that box, okay, whatever you learned in that box, you are going to use it here. Okay, look here, inspired air, that means the air that is going to come inside. Okay, so from what concentration it is coming? All of you tell me in the chat box. Tell me what is the partial pressure of oxygen, what is the partial pressure of carbon dioxide, quickly in the chat box. I think when I turn my voice will be breaking, otherwise it should be fine. Okay, when I am turning, my voice will be breaking. Yes, tell me the answer, students, quickly. What is the partial pressure of your oxygen and carbon dioxide? Yes, very good, very good. Ma'am, your oxygen is going to be 159 in the atmosphere and carbon dioxide is going to be 0.3. So, now automatically air is going to enter inside, and at the alveoli it is going to be 104, okay, and 40, 104 and 40, right. From there you can see that the gaseous exchange, students, you follow this arrow mark, okay, this arrow mark is going to take your oxygen. So, from here you can see pulmonary vein, the only vein that carries oxygenated blood, right, the only vein that carries oxygenated blood. So, from here oxygen is getting transported to the heart, and then it is coming, and here you can see that here oxygenation has happened, right, oxygenation has happened, that is from 40, right, from 104 to 40 continuous diffusion has happened, that led to 95, okay, that led to 95. Is this clear? Yes. From here what is happening? Systemic arteries are carrying oxygenated blood. It is going to go and give it to the tissues. Okay, it is going to give it to the tissue. Tissue had how much oxygen? 40 oxygen. Okay, so students, the flow is like this. Look at the flow here. So, from the atmosphere where the partial pressure of carbon dioxide was 159, it came to 104 in the alveoli. I want all of you to write this flow chart in your NCERT. From there, oxygenation. So, here your deoxygenated blood was there. Okay, deoxygenated blood was there, which had partial pressure 40, but due to continuous oxygenation, okay, continuous diffusion of gas is happening. Please do not think that it is addition. Okay, it is addition. Understood? Yes, thank you, Satvik. Yes, pulmonary artery, the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood. Good, Rani. Okay, here oxygenation happens, students, and this led to the oxygenated blood. Okay, this led to the oxygenated blood, that is going to be 95 mmHg. I am not written mmHg anywhere, but I hope you understood. Okay, here if you want, right? Okay, now from 95, what is going to happen? We have to give it to the tissues. We have to give it to the tissues, and tissues will have 40. It had 40 mmHg. Now, when the blood has come to the tissue will be like, you know what, wait, I have something to give you in return, that is going to be carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide. So, here, okay, here carbon dioxide is going to go. So, let us write it this way, students. For carbon dioxide, I will write it ulta. Okay. So, from tissue, okay, tissue had how much? 45 it had, it will give the carbon dioxide. To whom it will give the carbon dioxide? Look at this flow chart. So, oxygen happened, now tissue is going to give the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is going to be carried, okay, all the way by your systemic veins, okay, that is carrying deoxygenated blood. Here partial pressure of oxygen is going to be less, 40, okay, but partial pressure of carbon dioxide is going to be more. So, from 45 here, that is in your tissues, right? Yes. So, here you can see already 45 is written, it is going to go all the way to your pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is the only artery that carries your deoxygenated blood, correct? Are you able to relate, or it is too difficult to understand? I don't think it is not that difficult to understand, okay? So sorry to hear that, bright future, but it's okay, you still made a decision, okay? So students, see, tissues 45, oxygenated blood is going, so obviously oxygenated blood, oxygen is going to be more, carbon dioxide is going to be less, which I am writing here, okay, 40. Then again continuous diffusion happened, this becomes 45. So in carbon dioxide only 2-3 values are there, no, 2 values are there, 40, 45. From there again it will go to the alveoli, 40. From there it will go to 0.3. But always, if you see, it is always moving from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Continue, continue, continue. Okay, fine. Like this, it is going to get expired. Expiration is going to happen. Okay, expiration is going to happen. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? No doubts, right? Voice problem is still coming, huh? Okay, expiration is going to happen. For me, it is okay. A small crack is coming, no? Students, likes are not increasing, complaints are only increasing. Let me just message them. Okay, I have told them, students, they will come. Okay. Yes, they will come now, okay, when they come back, because students 12 o'clock only they will come. So till that I have to wait. Okay, this is done. Done, 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 done. I am moving forward. Now that you understood how exchange of gases happen, can we go to transport of gases? How these things are getting transported in our body, how much percentage is going into the blood, how much percentage is going as bicarbonate, how much percentage is getting dissolved in plasma. All this is very important for us, right? Students, a lot of questions also are going to come in between the slides. So, I want all of you to be interested and cooperative, okay? Interested and cooperative, clear? Yes. Yes, Biliki, I read your messages, okay? I didn't find anything that any doubts that you asked me from the subject. So, that's why I am not going to address your doubts, okay? Yes. Voice is cracking. I don't know if my voice is cracking or mic issue is coming. Fixing it 1 second. Voice is low. Yes, is it better now? So just let me know if it's fine now. I'm also checking. Thank you, bright future. Yes, fine, right? Tell thanks to Akshay sir. He's the one who's fixing all our issues every 5 minutes. I'm because of you people, I'm always calling him. Okay? Yes, clear, no? Students, my voice itself is cracking, not just the mic. My voice only is cracking, okay? That cannot be fixed from the technical team. It has to be fixed from inside. Okay, transport of gases. So, now that you understood how the gaseous exchange is happening, okay, now you are going to learn transport of gases. So, blood is a medium of transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. About 97% of carbon dioxide is transported by the RBCs in the blood. So, here what are they talking about? Ma'am, it is very simple that they are talking about hemoglobin, because RBCs have hemoglobin. RBCs have hemoglobin. So, hemoglobin which is there in the RBC is going to carry your oxygen and also your carbon dioxide and do the process of transport. Okay, do the process of transport. Clear? Yes? Yes, clear to all of you? Yes. Now, next thing, the remaining 3%. So, students 100%, right, calculation. So, 97% is going to go with the help of hemoglobin, that is oxyhemoglobin. The 3% is going to be going as what? Is going to be carried in dissolved stage through the plasma, because again oxygen is not very soluble in water, because of which only 3% will get dissolved in plasma, the rest is not going to get dissolved. 97% is going to go as your oxyhemoglobin. Now, nearly 20 to 25% of the carbon dioxide is being transported by the RBCs, whereas 70% is going to be carried as bicarbonate and 7% as plasma. So, shall we write few things? Yes? Yes, clear? Okay. Now, let us write about, I do not want all of you to talk to yourself, students, you can talk later on WhatsApp also. Now, listen to the class. Okay. Now, oxygen, we have to write the transport of oxygen. Two things is happening in the transport of oxygen. One thing is 3%, okay, 3% is going to go as dissolved plasma. Okay, 3% is going to go in the dissolved plasma. Because it is not very soluble in water, only 3% is going to go. Rest 97% is going to form oxyhemoglobin. Okay, oxyhemoglobin is going to be formed 97%. That is oxygen plus hemoglobin. Okay, oxygen plus hemoglobin. Clear? Yes. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. Next is going to be your carbon dioxide. Okay, next is going to be your carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, when I talk about, three things is going to happen. That is, first thing, 7%. Okay, 7% is going to go as dissolved. It is going to go in the dissolved plasma. Okay, 70% as bicarbonate. 70% as bicarbonate, and exactly if I talk, 23% is going to go as carbaminohemoglobin. Carbaminohemoglobin. That is, students, carbaminohemoglobin means what? Okay, hemoglobin means what? Tell me. Okay. So, here 23% is going to go as carbaminohemoglobin, that is going to be hemoglobin plus carbon dioxide complex. Okay, hemoglobin plus carbon dioxide complex. So, I hope transport of gases is clear to all of you. Now, see, this is the most important thing, oxygen dissociation curve. Listen to me carefully. Hemoglobin is a red colored iron containing pigment present in RBC. Oxygen can bind with hemoglobin in a reversible manner to form oxyhemoglobin. Okay. So, it can bind and also it can break, because association is happening, dissociation is happening. Association is happening in the alveoli, where hemoglobin is going to combine with oxygen and form oxyhemoglobin. But in the tissues, dissociation is happening because the blood has to give the oxygen to the tissues. So, in a reversible manner, and this can come as a assertion, reason, or an line by line. Okay, what is that? Statement based question. So, remember carefully, reversible manner. Don't go and write irreversible and come back. Okay. Yes. Now, each hemoglobin molecule can carry a maximum of 4 molecules of oxygen. Ma'am, why so? You can ask me the question. No, ma'am, why so? I know all of you know, but still see. Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin means it has a heme group. Okay, iron containing, that is your Fe2 plus, okay, Fe2 plus, and this ion containing portion is going to carry the oxygen. And how many portions they have? They have 4. Okay, 4 positions of 4 ion molecules are there. Okay, Fe2 plus is there, that is going to carry, each of them are going to carry 1 oxygen molecule. And oxygen has the ability which is called as, okay, oxygen has an ability which is called as positive cooperativity. What is that? Positive cooperativity. Positive cooperativity means one oxygen comes and it will convince, because see, hemoglobin likes carbon monoxide the most, okay, which is not supposed to be mixed in our body, right, because it is going to form carboxyhemoglobin, which is very, very harmful to us. So that's why they tell, when something is burning like tire, plastic, you should not be in that closed room, because carbon monoxide is going to be released, and our hemoglobin loves carbon monoxide, so it is going to remove the oxygen and take in the carbon monoxide. Now, since here, okay, oxygen does not have that much affinity, or hemoglobin does not have that much affinity to oxygen, it is going to be oxygen's job to convince hemoglobin to accept all the 4 molecules of oxygen. Okay, that is called as positive cooperativity. That means, let's say if Sukhmeet is in the class, Sukhmeet will bring her friend also into the class. Because the friend came into the class, the next friend will come. Like that, 4 people will come into the class. That is called positive cooperativity. Okay. Now, let's go further. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is primarily related to the partial pressure of oxygen. Again, a PYQ question. Okay. PYQ question. They can ask you, what is that one main factor for binding? That is going to be your partial pressure of oxygen. See students, questions are going to come in between your NCERT, lines of NCERT. All you have to do is make sure that you read NCERT enough, right? Now, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, hydrogen ion concentration and temperature are the other factors which can interfere with the binding. Who are they? Partial pressure of carbon dioxide, hydrogen ions and temperature. So students, like your Nanban movie, like your Three Idiots, like your other movies I don't know, okay, Three Idiots, like Friends, all that, you understand that one fellow will be there who is like the gang leader. With that friend only 2 other people will be there, no? Like they'll be like the Augie and the cockroaches, they'll go everywhere together. This fellow does something, this fellow also does something. That is going to be your carbon dioxide, temperature and H plus. If carbon dioxide is more, H plus and temperature also will be more. If carbon dioxide is less, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is less, temperature and H plus also will be less. These 3 are a gang against your whom? Your oxygen. Oxygen does not like them. Okay, oxygen and pH is going to have the same understanding, but carbon dioxide, temperature and hydrogen are bullies who is going to bully your oxygen. When these 3 people are high, oxygen will not have an option, but oxygen has to move outside. Okay, when these 3 people are high, dissociation is going to happen. Why? Because these 3 are the villains. Okay, so these 3 people will be telling hemoglobin that, you know what, I am more, you have to bind with me, give the oxygen to the tissues, we do not want oxygen. So dissociation will happen. Okay, so here what is going to happen? Dissociation will happen. Okay, is it Nanban and Three Idiots are same? Hey, I thought they were different. Hey, don't tell Chuma, okay, because I don't know. Tell me the truth, is it same? Nanban, Three Idiots. Yeah, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So, who are the Nanbans in the story? Carbon dioxide, H plus and temperature. If in this, who is the gang leader? Who is the gang leader? Tell me in the chats. Out of, okay. Tell me who is the gang leader? Any gang leader here? Yes, carbon dioxide is going to be the gang leader. Okay. So, look here students, a sigmoid curve is obtained when the percentage saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen is plotted against the partial pressure of oxygen. So, let us see the curve. Okay. But before that, what I just explained, it is given here. Okay. So, in the lungs, what is going to happen? Obviously, here association is going to happen, that is lead to the formation of, okay, it is going to lead to the formation of oxyhemoglobin in a reversible manner. Now, in the tissues what is going to happen? Breakdown of this is going to happen, right? Here dissociation is going to happen. Dissociation is going to happen. That is, this oxyhemoglobin is going to be broken down and given to the tissues, and it will not chumma just give it to the tissues, it will give only when your the villains are more, okay, when the villains are more, that is partial pressure of carbon dioxide should be more. If this fellow is more, then H plus is going to be more. If this fellow is more, temperature is going to be more. If all these people are going to be more, then partial pressure of oxygen is going to be less. Clear? Clear to all of you? Understood the trick? Okay? Everyone used to call me as a gang leader. Wow. Yes. Clear? So, this is the whole situation for dissociation and association to happen. Students, you tell me what will be the condition? Association will happen, ma'am. It is so simple. If dissociation happened at this spot, then association will happen when these villains are less in number, right? Ma'am, when they are less, automatically your oxygen will be more, and that is when association is going to happen. Got it? Yes, done and dusted. Now, students, here, this is what I told you, the heme group, okay, the heme group you can see that is going to have your Fe, okay, Fe2 plus or Fe plus plus, and they are going to bind with the oxygen. So, 4 molecules. So, remember this, one question can come, one hemoglobin can bind 4 molecules of oxygen. 4 molecules of oxygen, okay. And then there is a calculation also, how much blood is going to be given to the tissues, that also you have to remember. 100 ml of blood, sorry, one second, okay, 1 gram, we will calculate with 1 gram. All of you are ready for the calculation, okay. 1 gram of hemoglobin can transport 1.34 ml of oxygen, okay, ml of oxygen. Then the question comes, how much can it, calculate for 100 ml? So, 100 ml of blood will transport 15 into 1.34, that is going to be approximately 20, okay, approximately 20.1 something, okay, this much of hemoglobin, right. 100 ml of blood will have that much of hemoglobin. 100 ml of blood can transport around 20 ml. Out of that only 5 ml, okay, out of this only 5 ml will be given to the tissues. 5 ml of oxygen will be given to the tissues. This is in normal condition, that means this is in resting situation. This is in resting situation, but when it is in an exercise, like let us say when we are doing an exercise or when we are doing something of that sort, it is going to be more supply, okay, it is going to be more supply. Clear to all of you? Great, okay, yes. Now, moving forward, students, the dissociation curve explanation they have given, then we will go to the curve, okay. This curve is called an oxygen dissociation curve, and it is highly useful in studying the effect of factors like partial pressure of carbon dioxide, H plus concentration, etc. Now, on binding of oxygen with hemoglobin in the alveoli, where there is high, important, in alveoli what is going to be high? Ma'am, obviously in alveoli your PO2 is going to be high. PO2 is going to be high. So, high PO2, PCO2 is going to be low, because we are talking about alveoli. Obviously, if this fellow is low, then H plus also will be low. If H plus is low, then temperature also will be low. Correct. So, this is your condition in the alveoli. This is your condition in the alveoli. Now, lesser H plus concentration and lower temperature. The factors are all favorable for the formulation of oxyhemoglobin. So, all this together, it is going to lead to the formation of your oxyhemoglobin. So, in the alveoli, oxyhemoglobin will be formed. Clear to all of you? Yes, yes. Clear? Fine. Now, as we move further, whereas in the tissues, very important students, question can come, what are the conditions in the tissue and what are the conditions in your alveoli? So, listen to me carefully. So, students, in the tissues, okay, in the tissues, what is going to happen? Partial pressure of carbon dioxide is going to be high. If partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high, H plus is high, temperature is high, okay. If all these people are going to be high, power mark carbon dioxide is going to be low. So, this is the condition in the tissues. This is going to lead to breaking down, okay, breaking down of oxyhemoglobin, breaking down of oxyhemoglobin. Any doubt so far? If it is all clear, just put a thumbs up. All of you tell me if all of this is clear, put a thumbs up. Okay, this is tissues, this is alveoli. Yes, clear? Fine. Now, see, so in tissues, we are going to have low PO2, high PCO2, high H plus and higher temperature. The conditions are favorable for dissociation of oxygen from oxyhemoglobin. Okay, so in the tissues, dissociation is going to happen. They can ask you the location. Okay, they can ask you the location at which dissociation and association happens. Okay, formation of oxyhemoglobin. Okay, now this clearly indicates that oxygen gets bound to hemoglobin in the lung surface and gets dissociated at the tissues. Every 100 ml, see, every 100 ml of oxygenated blood can deliver around 5 ml of oxygen to the tissues under normal physiological condition. Until you have another, okay, another issue, then only this is going to be exceptional. Otherwise, normal condition, at resting, at normal condition, 5 ml of oxygen will be given to your tissues. I have made you do the calculation as well. Arterial blood and venous blood. Arterial blood is somewhere around 19.4. Venous blood is around 14.4. If you minus it, you are going to get 5 ml. Got it? Yes? Fine. Clear. Okay. Now, moving further, this is your graph. So, in this graph is very important. What is this graph called as? Oxygen dissociation curve. Okay, this is called as oxygen. Is the red visible? Too dark, no? Oxygen dissociation curve. Yes. So, students, if you look here in the starting, you will notice from 0 to almost 40, okay, 0 to 40, there is a vertical increase in the graph, right? There is a vertical increase in the graph. So, look here, up to this phase, you will notice that there is a sudden increase. Why? Because obviously, oxygen and hemoglobin will have affinity that time, because oxygen is going to be more. So, it is going to form HbO2, that is your oxyhemoglobin. But after one point, okay, after one point, you will see a latent phase or a lagging phase, right? A continuously lagging phase, and this is going to form a sigmoid curve. It is not going to form a straight line or anything, it is going to form a sigmoid curve. What is a sigmoid curve? So, you understand that it is not going in a, like, continuous increase is not happening. Okay, vertical increase is happening from 0 to 40. 0 to 40 mm mercury, there is a sudden vertical increase. Vertical increase. You will notice that almost from 60 to 100, 60 to 100, there is a horizontal graph. Horizontal graph which is going almost stable lag phase types. Okay, such a stable lag phase types. Now, here exactly what is happening, student, at a partial pressure 50. Okay, at a partial pressure of 50, you should understand that hemoglobin is half saturated. Are you all listening to me or talking about Odisha and Jaipur and other places? Go and sit there. All of you go and sit there, okay? Marks will come automatically to that place. I'll sit and pray for you people here. I'm talking about partial pressure. They are talking about how they should go to, trips. First you pass NEET exam, then your parents will send you for trip. Otherwise, your trip will be hall to kitchen, kitchen to hall. Okay. So, partial pressure 50, where your hemoglobin is going to be half saturated. Students, when they are half saturated, obviously there is going to be a fall, because already understand that hemoglobin's affinity towards oxygen is comparatively less. So, by the time it reaches 50% of saturation, it will not be having that full ability to take in more oxygen like it used to be in the starting of 0 to 40. Okay, 0 to 40. Yes. Next person. Where bro, in Odisha? Only if you write aims, it will not aim you. Okay, you have to aim. It's not like from tomorrow I'll write ma'am aims manifestation. Manifestation, with manifestation, hard work should be there, marks should be there. Okay. Yes, is the sigmoid curve clear? Now let me ask you a question. Like ma'am, please. Okay, so here I told partial pressure 50. How did I tell that? Understand students, when one oxygen is binding with hemoglobin, okay, when one oxygen is binding with hemoglobin, you should understand that there is 25% saturation. 25% saturation, because think of hemoglobin like a car. Okay, a car. Okay, this is the car. So, when one oxygen is sitting, this car is going to be 25% full. When one more oxygen is sitting, okay, when one more oxygen is sitting, the car is going to be 50% full. One more oxygen sits, it will going to be 75% full. When one more oxygen sits, it is going to be 100% saturated. So, by the time two oxygen sits, that is 50% saturation would have happened. After that, hemoglobin and oxygen's affinity is not going to be that high how it was from 0 to 40. Understood something? Tell something. Very important concept. Clear? Which car, ma'am? Lamborghini. Yes. Doctor in the chat box. Those who have cold will get angry fast, it seems. He's basically telling Snickers advertisement. But that is people who are hungry, not having cold. Yes, done. So, this is the graph. Okay. Now, there is shift. Okay, there is called something called a shift. So, students, before we go to the shift, I need a 2 minutes break. Okay, my throat is feeling extremely high. Okay, so I need a 5 minutes break so I can just relax my throat. Okay, this is going to happen until I recover, students. Please do understand. Okay, I do not like giving breaks, but my throat, I cannot talk more. Okay, I'm not able to breathe. That's why just give me 5 minutes break and we'll come back. Okay. So until I recover, this is going to be the pattern of the class. After an hour, we'll take a 5 minutes break. I hope all of you will be understanding. Okay, it's a 7 minutes break because it's a round figure, 12:15. Okay. Yes, I want to drink hot water, that's why. You're back. Okay, let's continue. So yes. So students, curve is clear, no? Now there is a shift, okay, left shift and right shift. For that, there is nothing to get confused. Yes, so here voice is fine, okay. Yes. So student, there is nothing to confuse much. As I told you already, situation you know, dissociation and association, right? Now, let's try to make it more clear. See, when there is something called as left shift, that is the graph will shift towards the left when certain conditions happen. What are those conditions? The, the graph will shift towards the left when the partial pressure of oxygen is very, very high. Okay, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low, H plus concentration is low, temperature is low. That means, ma'am, basically you're telling that when association happens, right? When association happens, the graph is going to shift towards the left, right? When association is happening, the graph will shift towards the left. Okay. Now, when dissociation happens, what will happen? There is going to be a right shift. There is going to be what? A right shift. A right shift is going to happen when partial pressure of carbon dioxide is extremely high. Okay, when H plus concentration is extremely high, when temperature is extremely high, automatically your partial pressure of carbon dioxide will be low and the graph will shift towards the right, and this is going to lead to dissociation. Easy to remember? So students, oxygen is going to take a right decision by shifting towards the right. Okay, shifting towards the right because other people are more and oxygen will not be able to bind with hemoglobin, and oxygen has to be given to the tissues. Since oxygen has to be given to the tissues, it will definitely try to do dissociation. Okay, so in this case, association will happen in lungs. Okay, and here dissociation will happen in tissues. Clear? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, this much only is there in your dissociation curve. Okay, nothing to complicate, nothing to break your head. This is all that you have to remember. Okay, this is all that you have to remember. Now, do a question all of you quickly in the chats. Percentage of oxygen transported by hemoglobin. Percentage of oxygen transported by hemoglobin. Let's see the fastest finger. Who is going to be the first person to answer? Yes, quickly in the chats. And people who haven't liked the video, quickly like the video. Very good, very good. Ma'am, percentage of oxygen that is going to go through hemoglobin is going to be 97%. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is primarily related to what? Exact lines of NCERT. Exact lines of NCERT. Line of NCERT. Tell me the answer. I stressed on this answer as well. Okay, I told you that this question will come. Okay, did I tell you this question will come? Tell me quickly in the chats. What's the answer? Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is primarily related to. Yes, very good, Mani. Very good, Sukhmeet. Ma'am, it is going to be partial pressure of oxygen. Right? Partial pressure of oxygen is the primary factor for binding. Next thing. Which one of the following factors interferes with the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin? Which of the factors interferes with binding of oxygen with hemoglobin? Yes. Only one factor, Tanuja? Okay, PO2, I think you told for the before one. Yes, very good dream. Very good dream, TMC. Very good, Sukhmeet. Sukhmeet. Okay, very good. What's the answer? Madre, very good. The answer is going to be Madhumati. Very good. All of the above. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide, H plus concentration, temperature. All of this is going to interfere with the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. Okay, binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. During oxygen transport, oxyhemoglobin liberates oxygen to the tissues because in tissues, what is the condition? Again, lines of NCERT. Okay, lines of NCERT, and just now I repeated, so this should be easy peasy lemon squeezy to all my students. Yes. Yes, very good. Ma'am, see, oxygen transport in oxygen is, in tissues is going to be when oxygen is less and carbon dioxide is going to be high. So, it is going to be option number D. Okay, option number D. So, shall we start transport of carbon dioxide? Then we have some diseases, then we are done, done. Okay, yes. Transport of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is carried by hemoglobin as carbaminohemoglobin. Now, many students have this doubt. Okay, even I had this doubt when I was studying in PU and all of that. Why is it carbaminohemoglobin? Why can't it be carboxyhemoglobin? But remember that whenever carbon dioxide, okay, carbon dioxide is combining with hemoglobin, it is going to give carbaminohemoglobin. Carbaminohemoglobin. Yes, carbaminohemoglobin. When it is going to combine with carbon monoxide, when it's going to combine with carbon monoxide, it is going to be called carboxyhemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin. Clear to all of you? This difference you understand. Very good. Proud of you. Okay. So, look here. This binding. So, how much students? Around 23%. Exactly. Approximately if you wanted it. 23% of it is going to go as carbaminohemoglobin. This binding is related to the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. PO2 is major factor which could affect this binding. When partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high and the partial pressure of oxygen is low, okay, as in tissues, more binding of carbon dioxide occurs, whereas when partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low and partial pressure of oxygen is high, dissociation will happen. That means here they are trying to say that breaking down of carbaminohemoglobin also will happen when oxygen is more. Obviously, we will be like, don't need carbon dioxide, you go. Okay, when carbon dioxide is more, we will tell oxygen, hey, you know what, you go to tissues. So, it is normal. Okay, when one person percentage is high, the next person percentage will be low. Okay, now very important how bicarbonates are formed. Okay, very important. Give me 5 minutes and I am going to make you thorough with this. Okay, now see, first we will read this, then I will explain again. Okay, so of carbon dioxide from carbaminohemoglobin takes place. That means dissociation of carbon dioxide from carbaminohemoglobin takes place in the alveoli. Carbon dioxide which is bound to the hemoglobin from the tissues is delivered to the alveoli. RBCs contain a very high concentration of an enzyme called carbonic anhydrase, and minute quantities of the same is present, minute quantities of the same is present in the plasma. This is also a PYQ question. This is also a PYQ question. What is the question? The question is carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase is present where? Okay, is present where? It is present high amounts, okay, high amounts or large quantities, okay, high amounts or large quantities are present in the RBC. Minute quantity. So this is where you will make mistakes. Okay, when you are reading NCERT, you will carelessly read NCERT and you will be like, okay, chapter is over. But when I am teaching you with NCERT, I will not miss even a word. Okay, so that's why NCERT line by line is very important for all of you. See, question will come, does plasma have carbonic anhydrase? If you are a student who read NCERT very casually, okay, carbonic anhydrase is, if you do this, you wouldn't have captured that word called minute quantities. Okay, so question can come like this and 4 marks directly gone. Okay, so minute quantity will be present in the plasma. Okay, minute quantity in the plasma and a large amount is going to be present in the RBC. This enzyme facilitates the following reaction in both the direction. First, carbon dioxide plus water. All this is happening inside the RBC. Okay, from the plasma to the RBC, all this is going to happen. Carbon dioxide plus water with the help of carbonic anhydrase, we are going to form H2CO3. Okay, carbonic acid. Now, with the help of again carbonic anhydrase, we will break down this H2CO3 into HCO3 and H+. Now, at the tissue site where the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high due to catabolism. Okay, so here they are telling at tissue, the side where partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high due to catabolism, carbon dioxide diffuses into the blood. Okay, carbon dioxide diffuses into the blood, RBCs and plasma and forms HCO3 and H+. This is clear to all of you. Okay. At the alveolar site where partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low, the reaction proceeds in the opposite direction. That means this will go reverse way. Okay, because in the alveolar we do not want carbon dioxide, we want oxygen. So this will all happen in a reverse way and this finally will lead to the carbon dioxide to be exited out. Okay. Now, thus carbon dioxide trapped as bicarbonate at the tissue level and transported to the alveoli is released out as carbon dioxide. Every 100 ml of deoxygenated blood delivers up to 4 ml of carbon dioxide. So here it is 4, oxygen was 5 ml, okay, to the alveoli. Remember this. Okay, before I go to question, let me just finish teaching you this. Okay, ready? Yes, ready? What are you people talking? Okay, so they are telling us, let's take, this is the blood vessel. Okay, this is the blood vessel. Okay, inside the blood vessel we have RBC. Okay, we have our RBC. Does it look nice? Yes, this is the RBC. Now students, both the side plasma is there. Okay, plasma will be there. Now they are telling that carbon dioxide, okay, will enter inside. Okay, enter inside and some of it will go as dissolved in dissolved plasma. How much will go? 7% will go. Now when it enters inside, carbon dioxide, listen to me carefully, for 5-10 minutes you are going to understand this thoroughly. Carbon dioxide will combine with the water, but see students, this process is going to be a very slow process. To increase the speed of the process, we have an enzyme. Okay, it is going to form H2CO3 and this enzyme is a very important enzyme which is Ca carbonic anhydrase, which is present more in the RBC, less in the plasma. This H2CO3 will again break down. Okay, H2CO3 will break down to HCO3 minus and H plus. Okay, HCO3 minus and H plus. Now this H plus, again carefully listen to me, this H plus will go further and combine, this H plus will combine with the hemoglobin and form HHB. Okay, HHB, which is going to act as a buffer. What is a buffer? Buffer is something that will maintain the pH. Okay, maintain the pH. Clear? Yes. Now this HCO3 students, HCO3 which is in the RBC will be transported to the plasma. It will be transported to the plasma. In the plasma, all of you know salts are there. So this NaCl in the plasma will combine with this HCO3 minus and form NaHCO3, okay, NaHCO3 plus Cl minus. So bicarbonate formation happened, yes or no? This is your bicarbonate. This is your bicarbonate form. Now students, there is a problem. All of you know ionization, balancing, all of that is important. No? Imagine from you, let's take example Satvik. Okay, from Satvik I took 10 chocolates. Okay, if I have taken 10 chocolates, I have to give something in return to Satvik, otherwise Satvik is going to make a problem. So Satvik gave me 10 chocolate and the 10 chocolate was your HCO3. From the RBC, HCO3 came into the plasma and it is a negative ion, right? Negative ion. Now when this negative ion came from RBC to the plasma, you should understand that there is a change in the ionization here. Charge difference is there. So RBC will be like, no, that's not possible. If you have taken HCO3 from me, then you have to give me something else. Then plasma will be like, okay, fine, don't worry. I am going to give you the Cl. Okay, I am going to give you the Cl minus to balance the charges, and this process is called as your chloride shift. This is called as your chloride shift. That is for the HCO3 that we took from RBC to the plasma, that negative negative ion, we had to give a chlorine back to the RBC to make sure that the charges are balanced. Okay, charges are balanced, and that is called as your chloride shift. Is this clear to all of you? Now students, imagine the same thing. Okay, and I told you one set of carbon dioxide is going to combine with hemoglobin, okay, and form HbCO2. Okay, this is going to be 20. This is going to be 23%. This is going to be 70%. This is going to be 7%. Okay, clear to all of you this one? Now remember that when the concentration, okay, when we realize that there are too much bicarbonates, what will happen? The whole process will go in a reverse pattern. That is, whole thing will go in a reverse pattern. Okay, this is the blood vessel and everything. So here you can see NaHCO3 we form. Now the breakdown will happen. So NaHCO3 will be broken down to NaCl plus HCO3 minus. This HCO3 will enter back into the RBC. Okay, because the reverse is going to happen. It will enter back into the RBC, and what is going to happen, students? This HCO3 will combine with the H plus. Now where did this H plus come? It will break down from HSB to HB plus H plus, and that H plus will go and combine with HCO3, and this will end up forming H2CO3, and that H2CO3 will break down to form H2O plus carbon dioxide. All this in the presence of Ca. Okay, chartered accountant, carbonic anhydrase. Okay, carbonic anhydrase. Now this carbon dioxide will go out to the alveoli, and from the alveoli to the outside atmosphere. Clear? So this is going to be a reverse process. Okay, this is going to happen this way. Clear or not? Quickly send thumbs up in the chats. Is bicarbonate formation clear? Very simple. Carbon dioxide plus water will form H2CO3. H2CO3 will get broken down to HCO3 plus H plus. H plus will combine with hemoglobin to form a buffer. Buffer is something that will maintain the pH. HCO3 will go outside the RBC to the plasma, combine with the salt NaCl and form bicarbonate. Now, when they realize that, okay, there is a shift of ions, HCO3 which came to the plasma caused a lack of charges, so Cl will go there, and that is called as the chloride shift. Now all this will happen in a reverse pattern. When the alveoli understands that we have too much carbon dioxide in our body, the whole thing will go in a reverse pattern. Okay, that is what I have drawn that side. Fine? Yes? Okay. Now you answer this question for me. Yes, all of you answer this question for me. Which of the following does not shift the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve to the right? Which does not shift oxyhemoglobin curve to the right? I want the fastest answer. Yes, Dream TMC told one. Okay, what about others? Yes, good job, good job. A for Ammu ma'am, that is first option, increased pH. So students, remember that whenever partial pressure of oxygen is going to be high, pH also is going to be high. Okay, pH also is going to be high, automatically H plus concentration is going to be low. Okay, pH is going to be high, matlab what? I am talking it is going to be a little on the alkaline nature, right? So it is not going to be, it is going to be after 7. Okay, 7 on the pH paper. Next question. The partial pressure of oxygen is equal in. The partial pressure of oxygen is equal in. Yes. Atmosphere, air and alveoli. See, this also NCERT based question, and I just informed all of you also. Okay. It's also a PYQ. It's also a PYQ. Yes, answer. Quickly, Sahil, Pooja, Riya, Tanuja, Sukanya, Sukmeet, Sandra, Madre, Dream, Madhumati. Quickly answer the question. What is the answer? Very, very, very good. Deoxygenated blood and tissue. They have the same value. How much is it? 40, 45, 40, 45. Okay. Their carbon dioxide content is going to be more. Okay. Next question. The solubility of carbon dioxide is about dash times higher than oxygen across the respiratory membrane. Okay. Respiratory membrane, remember, same thing, your diffusion membrane. Okay. Yes, tell me. Faster, faster. No. Jasmine. Is it the answer for the previous one? Yes. 20 to 25. 20 to 25. Good job. Most of you answered 20 to 25. Okay. Yes. Membrane separating air in pulmonary alveoli from blood capillaries is. Membrane that is separating air in pulmonary alveoli from blood capillaries is. Who is separating the blood capillaries and the alveoli? Okay, simple squamous epithelium of the alveoli, endothelium of the capillaries, they are separated by a non-cellular layer. What is that layer called? Told of the answer, no? No, no, no. That's not the question. Sorry, that's not the question. Membrane separating air in pulmonary alveoli from blood capillaries. Okay, I told of the answer actually. Without knowing, I told students. Forgive me. Yes. Very good. Okay, very good. That is both A and C, ma'am. Both A and C, that is alveolar epithelium of your squamous, simple squamous epithelium here, and endothelium of the blood capillaries. Okay, yes. Next question. Identify ABC in the given diagram and choose the correct option accordingly. This is A, this is C, and this is B. Okay, if you cannot see the arrow mark, I'm going to point it again. Okay, and this is A. I hope now it's visible only. Satvik and Riya, come back to class. Yes. Quickly. Is it difficult to understand? C is the answer. Some are telling 3 is the answer. See, what is this? This is alveolar cavity. Alveolar cavity. Okay. This C is going to be basement membrane. Here C. Okay. B. R, B, C. Okay. And C, they have actually shown the space between. You can also say it as the systemic wall. Okay, so C is the basement membrane. Why am I telling systemic wall? Basement membrane, RBC, and alveolar cavity. Alveolar cavity is going to be option number C. Done. Last topic, regulation. After that, diseases. Okay, done. Okay, now human beings, very good. Good job, all of you answered all the questions. Good job. Human beings have a significant ability to maintain and moderate their respiratory rhythm to suit the demand of the body tissue. Now I am working out. If I am going to work out, I will not expect that when I am sleeping, how much oxygen supply I am getting. I will expect more because I am doing some task, right? So same thing. Now this is done by the neural system. A specialized center present in the medulla region of the brain is called the respiratory rhythm center, and it is primarily responsible for this regulation. So, respiratory rhythm center present in the medulla oblongata is the person who is going to regulate the regulation of your respiration. Another center present in the pons. Many students get this confused. Okay, this is also a very important question, because you read together, no, you will be like, okay, pneumotactic center also will be near medulla only, I will just mark that. No, see, another center present in the pons region of the brain called as pneumotactic center can moderate the function of respiratory rhythm center. So it is going to act like a moderator. So this fellow is the moderator. Okay, this fellow can do the regulation. Clear? Regulation. This is present in the medulla oblongata and this is present in the pons. Remember, like this, pneumotactic center, P pons, P pneumotactic center. Okay. Now, neural signals from the center can reduce the duration of inspiration, thereby the respiratory rate. So, the signal from the pneumotactic centers can reduce the inspiration and also alter the respiratory rate. A chemosensitive area, again important, a chemosensitive area is situated adjacent, okay, is situated adjacent to the rhythm center. That means this is present in the medulla oblongata, which is highly sensitive to carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Okay, so you have learned 3 different things. This is also present in the medulla and it is having a job of having sensitive areas. Okay, it has sensitive areas for CO2 and H plus. Okay, CO2 and H plus. When CO2 and H plus, okay, CO2 and H plus, you should understand that they will automatically understand how much carbon dioxide is there, what is the partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and also will understand what is the partial pressure of oxygen. Because when H plus and your carbon dioxide is more, automatically we will get to know about the oxygen as well. Okay, so that is clear to all of you. So chemosensitive area is near to the medulla itself. Increase, I mean adjacent to the rhythm center means it's in the medulla. Increase in the substance can activate the centers, which in turn can signal the rhythm center to make necessary adjustments in the respiratory process, by which the substance can be eliminated. Receptors associated with, very important, very important. Receptors associated with aortic arch and carotid artery also can recognize changes in the carbon dioxide and H plus concentration and send signal to the respiratory rhythm center, telling that what, H plus and carbon dioxide is more, oxygen is lacking. Okay. Now students, one important assertion reason line. Okay, I would say that is this. The role of oxygen in regulation of respiratory rhythm center is quite insignificant. Why? Because all of these people are sensitive to H plus and carbon dioxide concentration. Automatically, when carbon dioxide is more, they will start breaking down the bicarbonate and release the carbon dioxide outside. So, oxygen actually has a very slight role in controlling and regulating. Clear? Clear? Yes. First of all, you people are confused. Upon that, you will not listen to the class. At least when I tell GMS, I should have some quality to tell. No. If you people behave like this. Okay. Disorders of the respiratory system. Okay. Any doubts so far in this? Students, just because you are nodding your head does not mean you understood everything. You have to go and revise. You have to make your own short notes. Read NCERT, underline with different colors. Write in the side what is important. Write the additional information like positive cooperativity. Like that, write and keep. Write dissociation, left shift, right shift. Write all these words and keep. Do not be like, yes ma'am, understood, understood. Then tomorrow when I do a test for you, 0 you will get. Okay. Disorders of the respiratory system. Asthma, no, it's asthma. Okay, asthma is wrong. Asthma is a difficulty in breathing causing wheezing due to inflammation of bronchi and the bronchioles. Okay, so inflammation in the bronchi and the bronchioles. All of you remember, no, bronchi, bronchioles. First partition is the bronchi, then your bronchioles come. Okay, bronchioles is going to cause asthma. Next one. Emphysema is a chronic disorder in which the alveolar walls are damaged due to which the respiratory surface is decreased. One of the major causes are cigarette smoking. Okay, and all of you remember antitrypsin, alpha 1 antitrypsin. We will be studying, we have learned it in biotechnology applications. Emphysema. Okay, so emphysema is a chronic disorder. It's a very it's a deadly disorder which happens when the respiratory surface gets decreased. When respiratory surface gets decreased, you know automatically the amount of air that can come in will automatically reduce. Okay, so respiratory now occupational respiratory disorder. This happens because of the kind of jobs that we do. Like we are exposed to a lot of silica, asbestos. When that kind of things happen, we will end up having this disease. Okay, so occupational respiratory disorder in certain industries, especially those involving in grinding or stone breaking, so much dust is produced, right? Dust is produced that the defense mechanism itself cannot. Our immune system can definitely, we know mast cells are there, allergens enter, allergy reaction will happen. Yes, of course, all this happens, but to what rate it can happen? Imagine every single day you are exposed to that. Then the body will, it will be difficult for the body to do something. Okay, so defense mechanism of the body cannot fully cope with the situation. Long exposure can give rise to inflammation leading to fibrosis, that is proliferation of your fibrous tissue, and thus causing serious lung damage. Workers in such industries should wear the protective mask, not the mask that we wore during the COVID time. Through that also dust particles will enter. Proper mask is there, no? People who work in chemical industries, they wear that mask, no? That kind of mask should be used so that there is no entry of dust into this. So this can also cause your asbestos. It can be asbestos or silica. All these are very tiny particles and they will go and get stuck to our tracheal passage on the bronchi, bronchioles, and this will reduce the respiratory surface. This will reduce the passage of gases. Clear to all of you? Any doubts so far? Any doubts? Anything you want me to explain again? Let me know in the chats. Okay, don't go to that alpha 1 antitrypsin. I'll teach you. I've taught you already in biotechnology applications that will come. Okay. Anything, any doubts? Anywhere? If no doubts, crystal clear? Okay. So students, those who are asking me, those who joined us right now, you will not know what is NEET Treasure Box. NEET Treasure Box is a place where you get all the class notes, okay, 10 years NEET PYQs, CBSE and NEET PYQs, NEET chapter wise PYQs and NCERT PYQs. Do not worry, it is completely for free. All you have to do is see, this is the video that you are watching. I am not sure under this video if the link is there. Just give me 1 minute, let me check. If you go to more, okay, this is the description. If you go to more and if you go all the way down, okay, I think here it is not there. Let me check 1 second, students. Here it is there, students. See, get complete NEET preparation treasure box, PDF, PYQs, class notes, CBSE, NEET, NCERT. Click on this link. No money you have to give. Okay, all you have to do is just go here. See, here you will get the class links. Here you will get the notes links. Let's say now we studied breathing and exchange, no? So let's just open here. Okay, NEET PYQ test. Open this test. Okay, put your login. Okay, enter the login details. Now let's say I put one email ID here. Now I cannot open an email here. Okay, after that you press on next, you will automatically be able to start your test. Okay, start your test. So all you have to do is, I want all of you to attend this test today itself. Okay, today itself attend the test, and on Instagram, that is Gopika Biology, I want you people to tell me your scores. Okay, Gopika Biology, I want you people to tell me your scores. All you have to do is click on the link. You understood now how I did it? I went to NEET Treasure Box. Board got stuck. Oh no. Yeah. I went to NEET Treasure Box. I just went here. I saw breathing and exchange. See this. This is the link. Okay. I go to the PYQs. If I want further, it is there. Okay. I'll just click on this and just enter my phone number and solve the problems. Okay. Got it? This is the test that I want all of you to do, and give me the scores on the Instagram. Okay. I will check your scores and let me see who all understood everything. This is a free PYQ test. All you have to do is enter your phone number or email and do the test. Okay. Properly your analysis will come. How much performance is there? All of that is going to come. Okay. Clear? Yes. So students, if I recover completely, I will definitely take a class on Sunday. But if my throat is in this condition, then I would not be able to take it for a longer time, because animal tissue, I have lot to talk, I have lot to teach. Okay, so in case my situation gets worse, I will not be taking the Sunday's class, but let's pray and hope that I recover by next week, so I can take properly classes on the channel as well, right? Because I'm missing you people for not taking a lot of classes. Yes, so thank you so much for joining. See you all in next class. Do not forget to join the Telegram channel. It's Vedantu NEET English Telegram channel. And if you want to join my Telegram channel, it's Biology by Gopika. Notes will be shared immediately after the class. All you have to do is go and do the PYQ test without fail. It's for you students. 10 questions every day also can make an immense impact. Imagine from 0 to 10 questions every day, it can be 300 questions in 30 days, right? 0 to 300 questions. Okay, then it can become 600 questions and it can keep going on. So 10 questions every day should be done by my students. Okay, if you're not on Instagram, I'm so sorry, there's no other way to contact me, but it's okay, you can give me your scores in the comments as well. Do the quiz and then come back and put the comment, okay, down, telling that ma'am, I have scored this much mark. I trust you people blindly. Okay, so see you all. Tata, bye bye.